Okay, hello, my name's Alan. I'm a fourth year medic at the University of Birmingham, and this is Sarov, a fellow medic of mine. Today we're making a video that is going to be regarding MMIs and stations that can come up. Today, the first video that we're going to be doing is regarding your teammate not pulling their weight, and you're working on a group project, and one of the team members is consistently missing deadlines, and you decide to speak to them directly. In the scenario, Sarov will be the candidate, and I'll be the teammate, so you can see how we interact, take notes, and then see how you change things yourself. Okay, Sarov, when you're ready, let's get going.
Hey, Alan. Thanks for agreeing to talk. I know everyone's busy, but is now still okay?
Yeah, that's fine. What's up?
I just thought it'd be better to talk one-on-one rather than over messages. I know obviously we've been working on this project together, so I just wanted to speak to you about it. I It wasn't meant to be confrontational or anything, but I just wanted to have a chat about the project if that's all right.
Okay, what do you want to talk about the project?
Basically, I've noticed that a few of the deadlines haven't really been met on your end. But before assuming anything, I just wanted to check and see, well, if everything's okay for you.
Well, yeah, I know I've been a bit behind, but like, I think I'm doing all right, and we're doing all right generally.
Okay. Um, I'm to be honest, I know everyone's trying, but it does feel like there is a bit
Okay,
of, yeah.
right, I see what you're trying to say. It's not that I don't care. It's just I have loads of stuff on, and I've got other subjects that I need to do and other things that are going on at home. And it's just been a lot, so I've been a bit slower in general.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that sounds like a lot to juggle, to be honest. So I mean, thanks for mentioning that.
Okay. Well, based on what you're saying, it just feels like you think that I'm just not trying and not doing anything whatsoever, which that's definitely not the case.
I'm That's not what I'm saying at all. And if that's how it came across, then I apologize for that. But what I wanted to just talk about is basically when it comes to deadlines and those kinds of things, it has a knock-on effect on the rest of the team as well. And I just kind of want to make sure that we get this project done and everyone in the team can benefit from it as much as possible. And if that's something that you're struggling with at the moment, then I wanted to talk to you about that. And that's why I wanted to have a chat to you directly about this rather than letting some kind of misunderstanding build up.
Okay, well, yeah, I guess, but I don't think I really know. I don't think I really knew how much things are affecting everyone. But okay.
Yeah, I mean that's understandable. But yeah, these things do affect the rest of the team as well. Um, for example, I mean, last week a couple of us were staying up until really late in the night to try and rework things quite last minute. Um, I don't think anyone has said this to you directly, but we were all quite stressed actually. Um, and I'm sure I know you didn't mean for something like this to happen, um, but I think it's important that everyone in the group is kind of on the same page about things like this when we're working together on a project.
Well, I honestly didn't mean for that to happen. Like, I have no intention of making you guys stress more than you have to or work more than you have to. But yeah, okay. I think I can kind of see where you're coming from.
I mean, if this was just about like a grade or marks, that would be one part of it, but it's also about some kind of um just like fairness and team working and trust within the group. Um, do you mind if I ask which part are you finding the most difficult to manage? Is it the deadlines or is it the workload? Or is it anything else? Is there anything that I can help with?
I think there's a lot of things that have been quite difficult in the project. I think, especially like the bigger tasks, I don't really know how to handle them because there's so much to do. And I think I leave things to be quite last minute, and then that causes for me to panic. But that's only like the major thing that I can think that makes meeting deadlines and doing things a bit more difficult for me than it might for the rest of you.
Okay, I mean, yeah, thank you for telling me that. Would it help maybe if we broke those tasks into like smaller chunks?
Yeah, I guess so. Um, I guess if we make things smaller, it'd be more manageable. And I guess, yeah, having like little deadlines so that we can check up on where I'm at would be useful too.
Yeah, maybe we could break up the task into like smaller bits and have like more small regular deadlines that we can essentially just like check in at every point and make sure that progress is going up, like going on ahead. And I know sometimes with large projects and big workloads and like long deadlines, it's quite hard to kind of stay organized and spread your work across the entire time. So you don't feel that kind of motivation to do work until quite last minute. But maybe if we kind of structure it in a way that there's into smaller portions, that could really help. How would you feel about doing like a midweek check-in, just so we're on the same page and no one feels stuck? It should only be like 5 minutes or so, I'm guessing.
I think that'd definitely help. And I think I can commit to that. Yeah, and I'll try my best to make sure that I do like meet the midweek check-ins as well.
Okay, yeah, that's great. And obviously, like if anyone's struggling, if there's any issues, then um, obviously, I mean, like come and talk to me as early as you want, because that will ensure that we can sort it out together instead of it piling up and then it becoming an issue later on.
Yeah, fair enough. Probably should have said something sooner, so I am sorry for that.
No, that's all right, man. I understand. I appreciate your honesty. These conversations can be a bit awkward and they're not always that easy, but I think it's good that we had this talk today.
Yeah, thanks for bringing it up. I can understand that it might have been a bit annoying how I've been over the past few days, past few weeks, but yeah, thanks for just bringing it up like nicely.
Yeah, no worries. I think if we handle the project like this from now on, um, it'll go really well and the group will be a lot better off for it.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Sarov. Cool. And that is the end of the first scenario. Um, Thank you for watching that. I hope that was helpful and you can take some notes. We'll now move on to the second scenario. So on to the second scenario. My name's Alan. Again, I'm a fourth year medical student, and this is Sarov, who is also a fourth year medical student. In this scenario, you're going to be talking to a close friend who has recently told you that they've rejected the meningitis A vaccine because they believe that it will cause autism. In the scenario, Sarov will be the candidate, and I will be the close friend. So Sarov, whenever you're ready, off you go.
Hi, Alan. Thanks for meeting up. I wanted to talk to you about something that you mentioned the other day. Is that okay to talk about now?
Okay, what do you want to talk about?
Um, well, basically, I just wanted to, I didn't want to have an argument or anything, but you said you weren't going to get the meningitis vaccine. Do you mind telling me what's worrying you about it?
I think it's quite obvious, isn't it, really? I don't really trust it. Like, I read stuff saying vaccines can cause autism, and honestly, that kind of scares me because I don't want to get autism.
Okay, I mean, thanks for being honest. But yeah, it sounds like you're feeling kind of anxious about it.
Yeah, well, doctors always say that things are really safe, but like, you hear stories afterwards and you just know that it's definitely not safe. And I know that this is kind of a similar scenario. So,
Yeah, I mean, I agree that when you hear like mixed messages, it's really hard to know what information to trust, and I can understand why that would make you feel unsure.
yeah, exactly. And like, I don't want to risk messing up my health. Like I already think that my health is such like a precious thing and that I need to look after it and make sure that I'm all right. I don't want to take something that I know could cause me to have something like autism, for example.
Yeah, I mean, health is obviously of the utmost importance. I think we can both agree on that. Um, can I just check something though? Where did you hear the link between vaccines and autism?
It was mostly online. Um, There's a few videos and posts. I think I saw a few on TikTok and like a few on like Instagram as well. And I think I watched a YouTube video on it. But that's mainly where I got it from. And then like I know that there is definitely a paper out about it too. And some parents are saying that like their children changed after their vaccines. It was very convincing when I was watching the video because like they like even tried to show the differences between the and explain the differences that happen to their children. And that's kind of what pushed me to not want to take the vaccine because I don't want that to happen to me. I don't want to have those changes happen, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think I've seen some of the same videos as well. But I do remember reading in like news sources like the BBC and Guardian, they said that the autism link was it was associated with one particular study that was published many years ago, and it was actually proven to be false and was withdrawn from the journal that it was published.
Okay, but how much do you trust the news, and how much do you actually think that it's not true?
I mean, from what I understand, there's been a lot of large studies since then. And these studies have involved thousands and thousands of people, and they haven't actually found a link between vaccines and autism. What are your thoughts on that?
Um, okay. Well, I don't think that there's a lot of people in the world that have autism in the first place. So if that is the case, then I don't think there's enough people to be like, oh, that's definite. Or like that won't happen. Um, just because there's a statistic out there saying that like you're that won't happen because they couldn't prove it doesn't mean that it definitely won't happen.
No,
It's a small, yeah, it's a small sample size if that makes sense.
I do see what you're saying. However, the problem here is by not taking a vaccination. Can I just ask, is it about I think the meningitis one was the one that you mentioned. Is it about that in particular, or is it vaccines in general that you're kind of skeptical of?
It's mainly vaccines, but like in this case, it'd be the meningitis one because I know that I have to take it. Or like, well, I'm expected to take it, but I know that well, meningitis itself, I haven't really heard of anyone have meningitis, and it sounds quite rare as well. So yeah,
You're right. It is quite a rare disease, but one of the reasons why you probably haven't heard of someone having meningitis might be because they've been vaccinated against it, and so a lot of people in the population, because they've taken the vaccine, there's a certain amount of immunity within the population, so it just doesn't spread as easily. But when it does happen, it can be really serious, like irreversible brain damage and even death are possibilities when you have meningitis. So, I mean, weighing up the risks and the consequences of not taking the vaccine, they can be really severe. But when it comes to vaccines in general, even if you think something like meningitis is very rare, there are so many common conditions that we can be vaccinated against as well, and that can um, significantly improve your immunity against those diseases.
okay, right,
I mean, at the end of the day, it's your decision, um, and you have control over what goes in your body. And I don't want you to feel kind of pressured or forced.
that's what I'm kind of scared of, isn't it? Just because everyone else is getting it, I feel like I'm kind of forced into having to do it, and I don't want to have the vaccine, so I don't want to be forced into having the vaccine either.
No, I understand that. Like autonomy over well yourself is a massive thing, and you should always have the right to choose what treatments you have. Um, but I think what matters, what the responsibility of the healthcare field is to the public, is to give them the right information and to provide them with the information where they can make their own decisions. So I think what matters now is giving you good information, um, so that you can take informed choices about your own health. And that doesn't just protect you, it helps protect people around you as well.
Okay, well, I hadn't really thought about that, and I guess maybe I could do a bit of a deeper search to have a look for more stuff. Yeah.
Would you be open to talking to someone like a GP or a nurse about it? Not to like go and straight away have the vaccine, but just to like have a conversation and ask some questions because obviously they'll know more about it because they're in that specific field.
Maybe, but I'd only speak to them if I knew that they'd actually listen to me. I think otherwise, yeah, I don't think it would go well. I don't think I'd be very happy to listen to them or to be more convinced to take a vaccine either.
I mean, I think listening is really important, and I think a good clinician should listen. And if they don't do that and they don't explain things properly, then that's just not okay.
Yeah, well, I guess getting proper answers from someone that actually knows about the vaccine and probably has given it and received it themselves, is a good way to go about it. So I guess that wouldn't hurt, like going to them and speaking to them if they're good about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you told me how you're feeling and you've given me your thoughts on this. I hope it didn't come across like I was just trying to change your mind and trying to force you to make a decision or anything like that.
No, don't worry. I think from what you said, I understood what you're trying to get at, and also you didn't make me feel like I was being stupid or things that I said were just outright false. It sounded like you're listening to me, so I do appreciate that for definite.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's your health at the end of the day, so I just care about you because you're my friend and wanted to talk to you about it. But yeah, it's good that we kind of had a chat about it now.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely think about it, and I'll get back to you on what I think about everything. But yeah,
Cool.
okay, and that is the end of the second scenario. We hope that made a lot of sense and you saw how we tackled the scenario. You might decide to tackle it in a different way, which is perfectly fine, but taking notes and understanding how like empathy is conveyed and not making the candidate seem like they don't understand what the other person is talking about and belittling the other person are two main things that we try to focus on here. And we hope that you can reflect that in your interview too. Okay, we'll now go on to the third scenario. Hello and welcome to the third scenario. In this scenario, we're going to be talking about a situation in which a flatmate that you have said something that made someone else in the room feel uncomfortable. In the scenario, Sarov will be the candidate and I'll be the flatmate that said something. Feel free to take notes and adapt this as works for you, and we hope it helps. Okay, Sarov, whenever you're ready, off you go.
Hi, Alan. I just wanted to talk about something. Could I just have a quick word about like part of the conversation that we were having during dinner earlier? Um, I just thought it'd be better to talk about it privately rather than in front of everyone.
Okay, and what's this about?
So during dinner, I think you made that joke, but I think one of the guests looked quite uncomfortable.
Okay. Um, okay, well, it was just a joke. I didn't mean anything by it.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, and knowing you, I know it wasn't intended to upset anyone.
Yeah, well, I feel like someone did get upset. Um, well, people are just sensitive these days as well. Like, it wasn't even anything that was that bad of a joke. And it was just a joke. Like, I think they should be able to take it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It can definitely be frustrating when it feels like someone's overreacting, but at the same time, I think it's worth looking at how the joke landed and not just how it was kind of intended.
Okay,
I mean, the reason I wanted to bring it up is because the guests that you joked about, they went really quiet afterwards and they didn't really laugh and they avoided eye contact. They kind
really?
Yeah, they kind of just like withdrew. And from their reaction, it seemed like they'd been genuinely offended.
I didn't
Um,
even notice. So, okay.
yeah, I mean, I don't think you were trying to be offensive, but sometimes the impact of the joke matters just as much as the intention.
Well, I guess, but I don't think the joke was that bad, though. I don't think I said anything that would offend anyone.
Yeah, I mean, I see where you're coming from, but I think that's the tricky bit. What feels kind of innocuous and harmless to one person can be really personal and hurtful to someone else, because everyone has their own line in the sand and they draw it in different places, different things. Like it's quite hard to tell sometimes what would hurt someone else. But I think
Okay, but the joke didn't personally hurt you, right?
no, not really. No, I wasn't really.
So why don't they just come up to me and tell me why are we having this conversation?
Well, I think number one thing is that I'm your friend, so I'm comfortable talking to you about things like this openly. But two, I think if you were in their position and someone made a joke about you and a room full of people laughed about you essentially, and it was something that you're more sensitive about and something that's quite personal to you, it could feel a bit, well, quite isolating, and kind of you wouldn't want to engage with those people.
Okay, I guess so. Um, I don't think I really thought of it like that, but when you put it like that, I guess I wouldn't like it, but I just didn't see it being that big an issue when I initially said it. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I know your intentions are in the right place. And you're definitely not someone who would intentionally make someone feel unwelcome. So yeah, I don't think you had any poor intentions.
Okay, so what do you think I should do?
I think maybe just acknowledging that it didn't come across the way that you meant it, and that you just meant it as a joke, and letting that person know that there wasn't kind of any ill feeling towards them, and you didn't intend to make them feel that way. I think that could go a long way into making them feel better and more kind of their feelings acknowledged.
Okay, sure. I guess I can do that in the future, which that's fine. But what do you think I should do now regarding that situation?
Maybe just like a quiet apology. Um, it's not about saying that you did something wrong per se, but more about just trying to understand their feelings as well, and just indicating to them that, making it clear that you didn't intend to hurt them and you're sorry that it came across in that kind of way. Because I know that you don't have to be sorry about making a joke, but maybe just to let them know that you didn't mean to make them feel hurt in any kind of way, if that
Okay.
makes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I'll think about things and I'll see what I can do. It's just in that scenario, I didn't really feel like I did anything wrong. And even now, like it's gonna take me a while to kind of understand why that hurt the person and like what I can do to change and make things better now. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I'm there's That's your decision, obviously. I mean, I'm not trying to force you to go and speak to them or anything. Um, and yeah, you are right. Like different, you can't guarantee when you say something that you don't know whether it's gonna hurt a person or not, to an extent, right? There's a bit of chance and there's a bit of randomness in that. Um, but at the same time, it's never a great feeling to be kind of made fun of, even as a joke. Sometimes these things can hit on a personal level, and the person who's making the joke, they might not know. So it's those kinds of situations are always a bit uncomfortable to be in. So maybe just if you've noticed something like that, like in this scenario, you could go and speak to them and then just like have a chat to make sure there's no kind of misunderstanding or resentment that kind of builds up over time.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I could definitely think about that and I'll see what, because at the end of the day, it's me that has to come through with the apology, not you. And I shouldn't do it just because you told me to.
Yeah.
So I should definitely go back, think about it, and then come back to them and then say how I mean it and what I think in that sort of a sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't. That's just what I wanted to give my perspective on it. I didn't want to call you out in front of anyone or start an argument or anything like that. I just wanted to kind of maybe make you aware of what this person was going through, and if maybe you hadn't noticed it, which I don't think you had picked up on that, but I just wanted to make you aware of that essentially.
Well, thanks for making me aware, and thanks for not saying it in front of everyone. I guess that would have made me and them uncomfortable.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, thank you for that. And I'll definitely work through how I should deal with the issue. Mm,
Cool. I appreciate your honesty.
okay, fair enough. Um, I'll speak to them and we'll see what we can do, I guess.
Cool.
Okay. And that is the end of the third scenario. As we said at the start, we hope this acted as a good base for you to like build your own MMI responses on. We're now going to go on to the fourth video. Welcome to the fourth scenario. In the scenario, it will be an interaction between you and your friend. You will have broken your friend's vase, and they'll be looking at how you deal with that scenario. We hope this helps you understand how to deal with difficult situations. And in the scenario, Sarov will be the candidate, and I'll be the friend's vase that Sarov's just broken. Okay, whenever you're ready, Sarov, take it away. What was that noise?
Hey, Alan. I'm really sorry. I'll just tell you straight away. I've knocked over your vase and it's broken, I'm afraid.
Wait, you mean the vase that was on the side?
Yeah, I wasn't being careful enough and I just knocked it over. Really sorry.
Well, that vase is important to me.
Yeah, I understand. I'm not even gonna pretend like it wasn't my fault because it definitely was. I can see why you're upset.
Well, yeah, I've had it for years. It's not just an object. It means something to me.
Yeah, I completely get it. I realize how much it meant to you. Um, Thanks for telling me that.
I don't think you do understand how much it meant for me because that was a big thing that you just went and broke because you were being careless. I don't even know how you would have managed to make it happen. So if you can even begin to explain, that'd be great.
Yeah, basically I stood up too quickly and I caught the edge of the table and that knocked over the vase and it kind of shattered.
So it was just an accident.
It was an accident, but it was still I am responsible for it. I wanna do what I can to make this right. Um, whether that's replacing it or trying to repair it or covering the cost.
Well, that was probably the reason why it was so important to me. These things, like this vase especially, is something that you can't replace. You can't just fix. Like, I get it was a mistake, and I guess you are taking responsibility, but that's not that's not enough. Um, I don't know if it can be replaced. I don't know how we're going to repair it if we do. And like covering the cost isn't the issue. I don't care about the cost. It's more about why. What have you done?
Yeah, I understand. If it can't be replaced, I still want to take responsibility in whatever way that you think is fair.
To be honest, I didn't really expect the day to go like this. I didn't expect you to just randomly come and break my vase. So I think before I get annoyed at you and become irrational, I think I definitely do need to take a minute to just think about, just process my own emotions before like I get talk to you properly about it.
Yeah, of course. Take all the time you need 'cause I'm not going anywhere. I'm sorry to have caused the shock.
Well, it just caught me off guard. As I said, I didn't expect it to happen. And then like when it did break, it was a bit like, why?
Yeah, I get that. I'm really sorry.
Okay, well, uh, I guess at least he told me straight away, but
Yeah, I
I
didn't want to hide it, and I would make it worse. And I felt really awful because I mean it was an accident, and I didn't mean to do it, but I was definitely still the one who broke it. And I didn't mean to do anything like that.
I appreciate that, but I don't think you understand how much it meant to me still.
Mm. I mean, I don't want to damage our friendship by trying to avoid the truth. Um, so maybe I won't understand how much it meant to you, but I can see that it does mean a lot to you. And I'll do whatever I can to try and put this right. I know saying sorry obviously just doesn't undo the what's happened to the vase, but I do mean it.
Okay, well, you said that you're going to do whatever you can. I've told you it can't be replaced, it can't be fixed, and like money's not the issue for me. So what are you going to do about it?
Could you talk to me about why this vase means so much to you?
As I first said, you can't really find the vase anywhere. So it has that value of it's like a rare piece that no one else really has. And so that just felt special to me. And on top of that, it was something that I was gifted by my mum. So like it also has that kind of sentimental value that she gave it to me one Christmas. It's a rare piece and I'm not gonna find it ever again. And now I know it was a mistake. I understand that, but I'm just kind of gone and broke my vase, and I don't really have that thing, that connection that I had before, and that's why it means no. It just hurts because I know how much that meant to me, and like how all of that emotional value behind it meant to me.
Yeah, I understand that. And yeah, I'm really sorry. You're right. I think there's a lot of things that you mentioned there which the vase can't really, you can't replace that pricelessness of a gift from someone that you love, essentially. So that's not something that I'm going to be able to define somewhere else or give you. But what maybe I can do is see if the vase can be repaired in any way. In that way, you might lose the kind of actual value of the vase in some sense, like material value, but you'll still be able to keep the gift at least in a similar form as it was given to you in the first place. Um, or we can talk through some other things that we might be able to do, and I'll see what can be done.
Okay, I guess let's see what can be done because I know you said that we can try and repair it, but I don't know if that actually is possible. So that is something that we'll definitely have to look into. But it was unexpected, and I'm not very happy that you broke my vase, but I guess it is what it is. So,
Yeah, thank you for giving me the opportunity, and I'll do my best to not let you down.
yeah, well, thank you for talking to me about telling me about it truthfully that you did break it. Um, but in future, it'd be nice if you could be a bit more careful, just because there are quite a few things that are around the house that do mean a lot to me, and I don't really want to be in a scenario where I have to keep having conversations like this with you. So yeah,
Yep, I understand.
okay. Okay, and that is the end of the fourth scenario. In the scenario, we talked about a normal situation that can happen from day to day, and it's something that can definitely come up in an MMI just to test your skills of empathy and how you'd handle such a scenario. So we hope that helped, and we hope it provides a solid base for you to go back, look at what you would do in the scenario, and try and answer the questions that I just asked and the difficult things that we just talked about. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed. If you could like, share, and subscribe, that'd be great. And if you want to see our future videos, feel free to. And we hope it helps with your MMI prep. Thank you so much.